wanna talk about this restaurant life. So let's get into it tonight. It's a blessing as well as strife. So grab your fork and get your knife. Cause there's so much more to this restaurant life. Yeah, there's so much more to this restaurant life. So much more to this restaurant life. Let's go!
Here we go. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Restaurant Live Volume 6. It's episode 6. I'm here with my friend, Chef Erik Klevens at the Bleu Duck Kitchen in their party room back here. Welcome to the podcast, Erik.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Good to have you, brother. Good to have you. This is our second time here.
Yep.
And I didn't know you had this back room last time. We were going to set up in the front. And I saw this table back here. And this is awesome.
Yeah, it's a great spot for a party of 60 to 80 people. This table was built for our chef's room over there.
Okay.
But we needed to use that for storage, for freezer space for our TV dinners and stuff. So we kind of lost that room, which is kind of a bummer, but we'll get it back someday.
Did the TV dinner, did that come out of COVID?
Yeah.
As far as like...
Yep. Second shutdown last winter, we takeout wasn't our thing. Mm-hmm. Our food doesn't translate that well for it, so we went more production kitchen and did the TV dinners. Then we'll stop selling them now through the summer, and then we'll kick them back up again in the fall.
It's a really cool. We did the similar thing for we call them take-home meals, but
Right.
It's like ready to go. Throw it in the oven, warm it up. Easy instructions. Make your salad. You got dinner.
Right.
It's kind of same thing.
Yeah. They're frozen. They're straight frozen. They're like
Oh, really?
Yeah, duck confit with like bean stew and a seared salmon with like couscous, and so it's in a 3-compartment tray. You got your entree.
So it's a legit
TV dinner.
dinner.
It's got the like vegetable or starch, and then it's got dessert in there too. Chocolate torte or
You went straight up production.
blueberry.
mode.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
Blueberry crisp. So we added a couple more this year. Took a couple away from last year, and just kind of mix them up a little bit. So.
Said, screw you, hungry man. We're gonna do our own, and make it better.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
they're pretty good.
What else did I wanted to talk to you a little bit more about adapting from the pandemic? That's kind of been a theme through this podcast of talking to restaurant owners of,
Yes.
hey, how'd you get through it?
Right.
You know, like
Right.
what are some things that you guys had to pivot?
The first thing that we did, we bought the food truck.
The duck truck.
The duck truck, yeah. So that really helped that first summer being down. I don't remember how it
was
the original 2 weeks we were supposed to
March,
be,
and then April
until June, I think, is
Yep.
when we were able to be outside.
Isn't that crazy?
So we got the truck.
You can't even go outside.
Yeah, I know. Jenny and I were just like, we're not gonna, this isn't gonna stop the Bleu Duck. We're gonna make it through this thing. We told each other that right away. Bought the truck, and then we were able to create a patio outside in the alley each of the last 2 summers.
Yeah,
so
man.
that helped a lot.
Is that coming back this summer?
That will be back. Yeah.
Awesome.
June 1st.
Very cool.
We did all the other things, made dinners and to-goes, and we did it like a take and bake to start too. What else did we do? I don't know. It seems like so long ago.
Yeah, it seems like 10 years ago,
I
isn't
know,
it?
yeah.
It's crazy. I like talking about it and then looking back, it's like, oh yeah, then that happened, and then that happened. And it was literally just try and survive.
Right. Yeah.
Like you said, you and Jenny were like, we're not going to die. We're not going to let this kill us.
Right.
Yeah, a very similar conversation with my brother. That entrepreneurial spirit of, it's our restaurant.
It kicks right in. I mean, it had to. Whatever you could do. Whatever.
You better get creative, motherfucker.
but it's sweet. It's crazy all the cool things that have come out of it. Not just for our restaurant, but for our industry. A lot was revealed, I think, as far as wages and healthcare and stuff like that. So
very much so. And I think it trimmed the fat
Yeah.
on a lot of different things, you know, procedures, systems, stuff that wasn't really serving the restaurant
Right.
already, kind of just left on its own organically.
Yeah.
You know, kind of just push those up like, hey, we got to go forward, and we can't, these things that what we had in play aren't serving us moving forward.
It opened your, and technology plays a huge role now too, which is needed.
Yeah, absolutely. Like it's not, some people use it as a crutch, you know, or they lean on it too much, or as well as it's too scary, it's
Right.
too new, I don't want to go into, you know, those two sides of it. But if you use it correctly, it's like having another employee.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, this is serving us.
Right.
You know?
I mean, the QR code thing's never going away.
Oh yeah, it's so quick.
Yeah.
And clever, and it goes right into the people's lives as how they're already living their lives.
Right.
They're already on their phone.
They have it right in their hand. They have your menu easily right in your hand.
Yep.
So.
Yep. And that's what they want now.
Right.
It's quick. It's fast. I want the information. I want to make my decision. I want to eat and I want to get out because I got other shit I got to do on my phone.
Right.
I mess with the kids, you know, because Estelle's is more of a family joint,
Right.
Right. I mean, it's everything, but we get a lot of families coming in, and it's chef to table. So I'm out there mingling. We cook it, then I'll run the food out and hang out. If there's a 8-year-old on the phone when I get out there, it's straight face. Hey kid, the food's here. When the food comes, you put your phone down, or you get kicked out of the restaurant. And the parents are like, "Yeah, get them," you know. But you know, that's just something fun.
It takes another person to do that, to get them to
unhooked,
yeah,
unhitched,
right?
Yeah, I mean, I got 2 daughters, and it's like clockwork.
Yeah.
Like, hey, zombie, put the device down. We're gonna go outside and play. Okay, and then once you get them out there, it's like, all right, cool, but. Man,
It's getting them to that point.
it really is. It really is. And again, it's a double-edged thing. Like, you need it. It serves us, but you
Right.
know, it can take over too. Right?
Yeah.
Right on, man. I love the oyster bar.
Yeah. That was a fun ad a few years ago.
That was a few years ago when you first added it. We came in and ate, and we were talking a little bit about it. And that's West Coast,
East Coast.
East Coast.
We
okay. Sorry.
we get them from everywhere, west and east, but we kind of focus on Maine boutique oysters. I was out there on a trip one time, sat down next to an oyster farmer at a bar, and we just started talking, and he hooked me up with John from Maine Oyster Company.
Okay.
So I've been out there a number of times. We work closely with him, and he ships us. He works with 25-ish oyster farmers. So
Awesome.
He just ships us, you know, a few hundred every week, and
They're great, dude. They're
really
fresh.
good.
They're really good.
Yeah.
And you know, I mean, you don't have to do much with them. Just don't mess them up. You know, it's
Right.
kind of like
yeah.
here they are.
Keep them cold.
Keep them cold.
They'll
right?
last. I mean, they keep them in cold storage through the winter out there. So.
Oh, really?
They last a while.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I thought they had to be fresh right out and then brought, and then there's a
And
time.
it's super cool when you go out there and eat them in, you know, 80-degree weather with the tide low, and you see all these oysters laying out on mud banks, and you're like, oh, weird.
Yeah, right?
But they're super different. When they're not chilled, way more flavorful.
I suppose. Yeah.
It just depends on where they're raised, is where they get their flavor.
I like the big, juicy ones, man.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. We had them in San Diego, in Coronado Bay. That was the first time I really fell in love with them.
Yeah.
And they were fresh, and they were from right there. And it's just, there's, you know, it's an acquired taste, right?
It is.
It's not for everybody. But once you get into it,
Yeah, everybody should try it.
I agree.
A lot of people are nervous about it and kind of off taken by oysters, but
It's a texture thing for most
it is,
people.
Yeah.
Because it's just like a big slimy booger. It's gross to think about, but it's really delicious. It's like
Tastes like the sea.
you're eating the ocean.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, a little horseradish, a little Tabasco.
I'm just a straight mignonette guy, just
Mignonette?
simple. Yeah, a
Little shallot?
Yep.
Baby.
Yeah, so last summer we actually dropped 5,000 oysters for Bleu Duck out there.
Really?
Yeah, so in two more years.
So
we'll
those are
have-
yours. That's the time frame?
Yeah, 3 years.
Oh, really? Do they do that like they have their own little farm, like in the ocean, or is it like? It's like gated off kind of thing, like fenced off?
No, it's just you pick a piece of. I think the state gives them space, like coordinates on where they can put them, or they request the space, and then they're put in large metal floating crates, in baskets. So there's 4 baskets in each crate, and then you take them out, sort them, get the little ones away from the big ones. The big ones will start
eating them,
just squishing them out.
Oh, really?
Not letting them grow.
Oh, assholes.
Yeah.
Jerks.
So it's quite the process. And then in the wintertime, they just fill up the crates with water, the floating parts, and drop them to the bottom to keep them from freezing.
Wow. I did not know any of that.
Yeah.
That's really neat.
That's wild. It's crazy, like being involved in it now and being out there a number of times and seeing, you kind of take it for granted when you eat an oyster. There's a whole process behind it, and there's a lot of work. These guys, Maine lobstermen and oystermen, they're some hardy people back there. So
they're roughnecks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have winters like ours, but on the water.
Hardcore.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's cool to taste that flavor and have that in Minnesota.
Right.
That's the thing where like people that do like them and understand, what it takes to get them here really appreciate that when they come in. That's the one thing I really learned at Travail, because before I started at Travail, I didn't have any idea about food or the processes or how it was made. Mm-hmm. But the diners that would come in and just the appreciation that they would show, because they're foodies, right?
Right.
They go all over the world. They've been eating there. They know, and they would like educate me as the new guy of like why this was so good.
Right.
And compare it, and it just opens up your eyes to the possibilities.
That's the best way to learn this business anyway, is just soaking all that stuff in.
Oh yeah. It really when you do soak that in, it changes you.
Right.
It elevates the senses as to what's possible.
Yeah.
Right.
Sure.
It opens up to like what you the vast things of what you don't know. It's like, holy shit, I don't know anything.
There's still a ton of it out there.
And that's beautiful, and that's part of the conversations that I've been having with my cooks. As far as like learning processes of like, hey man. This is just this one little small part of the menu and this little small part of this town and this little, let's just get this part really good and then we'll expand on it, because there's so much more we can do with just this little bit.
Oh yeah.
And it's like, oh, okay. I kind of get what you're saying, but you just got to do it.
Right.
That's the thing. It's like, but you got to do it 500 times and then we'll talk about it again.
Right.
So how has it been here with, with your cooks, with keeping your standards, because you guys have just great food. You have a great environment. You have techniques. Like when we eat your food, you can tell like this broth was made this the right way. This chiffonade on this like things. How has it been for you as far as like keeping that keeping your cooks in that same vein of like growing and keeping your vision?
Yeah, they're really good with it, and most of the time I can write a menu item, and just hand it to them, and they can create it.
Wow.
I have 4 guys that have been here since we opened in the kitchen. We kept our whole kitchen staff employed during COVID.
No shit.
Yeah.
Good for you.
That was a huge thing for us to get done. So they're great guys, all very loyal, work hard. Never complain, just get right at it. And so like I'll hand them a recipe or give them an idea or write down ingredients, and then they'll put the recipe together.
And then you go over it.
Yeah. And then they're super talented guys, and they're just great to have.
That's like tools in your arsenal.
And it's fun. We have a good time. We're small, we have small staff, but they're all very close. We're all very close.
Tight-knit group.
Yeah.
It's a cool vibe when you come in. It's one of those things that you want to cultivate, right? For just the energy in your space, in your business. And I try, that's like the top priority for me. Like when people walk into our restaurant, it's like, dude, they gotta feel this, that we're jamming together,
right?
That we want to be here,
It's like one of the best reviews is when people say it looks like the employees all really like working there.
100%.
And that's just kind of, Jenny and I are pretty easy, and
You guys are open for communication.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you guys are easy to talk to too. Like, and you get it, because that's the thing too. Like, being the leaders of going through these things. Like, yeah, I know what. Like, I used to be where you are.
Yeah.
Like, I understand that part of it's a struggle sometimes. Here's what I can do for you.
Yeah.
Right. Or here, let's change this. Or let's have you come in early here, and then I just got off the phone with one of my prep cooks. Hey man, it's my wife's birthday. I want to bring her to go eat on Wednesday in the cities. Is it cool if I switch my prep hours to Tuesday instead of Wednesday? Absolutely. Or just, it's stuff like that where it's your work family.
Yeah.
You're the mom and the dad.
It's pretty much how it is. It really is.
Right?
Yeah.
And it's a symbiotic relationship, and you all depend on each other.
Yeah.
But being the leaders, you gotta make sure the kids are okay.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Oh, nonstop.
It's a good vibe, man. Everybody, every time we come and eat, it feels that way.
Yeah.
Because the food is number one. I mean, that's what I tell people. But it's real close. It's like food,
experience,
service, ambiance. It's all like right up there. But like the food is like, dude, okay. If the food's not good, they're not gonna have anything to talk about. We're not gonna have anything to prepare. We're not gonna, they're not gonna come back. They're gonna tell their friends. So the food is the top, but everything is so close together, right?
It's all big one big ball of fun.
Yep, fun and funnish, fun. And I think the cool thing now for me of being in it, having experience now, is that you get to solve problems. It's not like, what do I got to do now? Or what is it now? You just know that those things are coming, and you're hopefully set up for handling them.
Right.
And you've been through some shit, so you can be like, all right, cool, I can draw off that. And what are we dealing with today? Instead of, what is it now, you son of a bitch? What do I got to do to get through it, to get through the day? That was a cool perspective switch for me. After the first 2 years of just trying not to die, just trying to be a restaurant,
right?
Of actually being able to make decisions based on.
The cooler goes out when.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it looks like I'm working both shifts tonight,
right?
And we're going up and down the stairs a few more times to the walk-in because the cooler broke. Yeah, dude, that's cool, man. Did you guys open up in 2016?
16, yep.
So
just over 5 years.
Just over 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
And you do the duck truck Thursdays on First?
We do Thursdays on First.
Okay.
We haven't quite decided. Usually we do a lobster roll and like a pad thai salad, and this year we just want to change it totally up.
Yeah? What do you think?
Something new.
What do you think?
We're kind of toying with cheesesteaks maybe.
Ooh.
Or I don't know.
We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
See what
I've had the lobster roll. I haven't had the pad thai salad, but I have had the lobster roll. That's delicious.
Yeah. That's a big seller down there.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I think it's just time to move on. It's been 4 summers down there doing it. So,
do you think that it's harder to move on from things that work
not
now
for us because,
or it's easier now because you know that it's part of the process?
I think it's part of the well, for us, we change our menu all the time. We're printing almost every day.
No shit.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So it just depends on the week. But our menu's always changing, and we just tell people, well, I really like this last time I was here. I'm like, well, find your new favorite. That's kind of our way of going at it. So it's constantly changing. I think people are understanding that's what we do.
Mm-hmm.
We change our bar menu. We were doing taco, like pato azul, we call it.
That was the last time we were here. We had the tacos.
The tacos.
Delicious.
Now we're doing the ramens. We'll change that up in a couple of weeks too. So
you had it was a cool hot dog, like kimchi hot dog or something on there?
Kimchi hot dog.
That was good too.
Japanese dog on there now.
Yeah.
So
that's fun, man. That's fun. I like having those options when you come in. It's hard for me, and just because I think I'm still learning how to do it, is letting go of those old things, especially the things that work, because
Yeah.
it's working and
Right.
people are comfortable.
Right.
But I do know that the way forward is letting it go and trying new things.
Right.
And then you got to get your clientele, like you're saying, to come with you.
Right.
And that's a trust thing.
It is. And, there's always people, and the tacos was a big one. People want those tacos back pretty bad, but it destroyed the kitchen. It
Dude,
was
right?
so many tacos. It's like, that
It
was
gums up the
brutal.
works.
Yeah.
It's a lot because it's not only making them, you got to build them
Right.
individually each
Yeah.
time. It's funny you say that. My wife and I just had this conversation because we got rid of the tacos for the same reason over the winter.
Mm-hmm.
And then she's like, well, you got to bring the tacos back because people love them.
Right.
I go, yeah, but this, and this, right? And she had a great idea. She's like, well, we're going to be open Tuesdays this summer. What's on Tuesdays, Matt?
Taco Tuesday.
Yeah, buddy. And I'm like, all right. So, that's a good compromise.
It is.
And the clientele still gets their tacos if they want them on Tuesdays.
Yeah.
And the kitchen was like, all right, we could do one day. We'll do one, you son of a bitch.
Yeah.
It's like, it's one of those things where we're all kind of writing the menu together, or we're all kind of, everybody's obviously involved.
Right.
So when you have these conversations of like, here's what I'm thinking, here's what we're thinking, involving them in their opinion of the what it takes to actually kick out 40 orders of tacos in a service, it's like, all right, we can do this, we can do that,
Yeah.
But it's a comfort thing. It really is, because you get comfortable and then you don't want to get out of your comfort zone, right?
Right. Well, I think I just get bored. I couldn't have a same printed menu every day.
Yeah.
We kind of did the same thing down at the winery too. It's just changing up the menu quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
And we have, especially with all the issues going on in the world right now, it's
With
easy
getting
for
product,
us, yeah,
with
it's
filling your
easy.
menu?
Yeah, so it's easy for us we don't have to have chicken wings on.
Well, that was the first
market
one.
price on
That was the
chicken
first
wings
one to
is, like,
go.
crazy.
That was the first one. I was like, how much are they?
Right.
Those aren't on the menu anymore.
No.
Yeah.
So we have that flexibility to,
Pivot.
know what's coming, know what's affordable right now, what's available right now,
And that helps you also with your creative. Like, okay,
Yeah.
well, this makes it simple.
Right.
Or not simple, but easier to make this decision of, well, it's not available. This is available. Let's cook it this way. Let's make a broth like this, and let's serve it with this.
Right.
Right.
yeah.
That's more fun. I get. I need to improve on taking those steps, but mostly what I fail at is writing everything down.
I'm terrible at
To
that.
draw back
Yeah.
in the future. I'm trying. I'm getting better at it.
I'm trying to. It's just, it takes so much time, and
It
it's
does.
just so much easier just to throw a little bit of this and a little bit of that in there and just stir it up and taste it. And it's,
You know,
that's
like,
kind of the way we do it here anyway, when we're switching up meals, so, dishes so quickly. that
Right.
It's, but like hundreds and hundreds of dishes that I should have written down.
I know, right? I beat myself up on that. I'm like, oh, maybe it was this, maybe it was that, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, shit.
Look back at old menus from 5 years ago when we opened, and it's like, oh yeah, we did that.
Yeah. Or I can't believe I did that.
Right. Yeah. There's a few of those.
I have had a couple of those.
There's a few misses.
We had so we save all of ours too, and the town of Harmony does this decorated Christmas tree in the park kind of deal.
Yeah.
And Heidi wanted to use old menus to make ornaments out of it.
That's cool.
To hang it up. It was cool, right? And so 6 years old menus, I'm looking through that same thing. I'm like, oh my god. I can't believe this was on the menu. You know,
there's some good ones though.
but then you find good shit, or it's
Yeah.
like, hey, we gotta bring that back. That was
or tweak it a little bit.
and call it something different.
Right. No one's gonna know.
They're not gonna know.
No.
They're gonna love it.
Right.
It's deep fried. Come on, you don't got a deep fryer in your house? Come to the restaurant.
Right.
We'll fry it for you.
Anything.
Yeah, dude. That's what we bought the Harmony House, the old restaurant, the Harmony House in downtown Harmony last January, and we've been updating it. And the the style and the concepts have changed like 6 times.
Yeah.
But we've just been updating and doing construction and building it out, basically. And it's going to be our sister restaurant, Gabby Lou's.
Nice. Yeah.
And yeah, right. And so the one I was just like, Heidi, let's just get 4 fryers. I'm telling you, 4 fryers and do chicken nuggets and donuts and whatever you want to fry.
Right.
And it'll kill, because people don't, when they go out. I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, dude, French fries.
Yeah. That's what's fun about the truck.
Right.
You get the fun junk food on there.
Yeah. You know, I think it gets written off
Right.
because we're the style of food that we do, but that's what a lot of people want.
Yeah.
They want it all, I think, too. You know?
I'd much rather have our duck truck than have dinner here. That's terrible to say,
but that's you,
right,
and that's
I
me,
know.
and I agree. Like I was telling you on the way down, like I had to stop and get a sausage cheeseburger. I just had to, because that's me.
It's quick and good, and I don't want to spend time in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Outside of here.
Right.
Much.
I agree. That's cool that you have that avenue or that outlet.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Do you guys do the duck truck at breweries
Yeah.
or distilleries or?
We're moving around starting last week. We were at Little Thistle Brewery through the winter with our Friday and Saturday nights.
Right on.
And we will start Thesis on Friday nights now.
Is that the new one?
Thesis is about the same age as Thistle, maybe just a little bit newer.
Where is that at?
That's on 2nd Street,
Okay.
past St. Mary's.
I gotta check that out. I haven't
It's a
been.
cool spot.
Is it?
Adam's a good guy, yeah.
Right on.
We're out there quite a bit. And then, we go from Winona, seems to be a popular spot for us.
To the what's that brewery?
Island City.
Island City.
Mhm.
Yeah, those are cool guys.
Yeah.
We had a couple of their beers on
Did you?
our tap lines. Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah, so we wander around parties, graduation parties,
Oh, so you can rent it out.
events. Yeah.
You guys can rent out the duck
You can
truck
rent
for
out
your
the duck truck.
for your parties. So you know,
Contact Jennifer Becker.
little promo.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. I like it that you, because it goes most of the time. You start with the truck,
Right.
and then you go into brick and mortar.
Yeah.
But now you have home base, and then you went into the truck. And I think the pandemic was kind of a, hey, what can we do here, right?
Right. We still want to get our food out and get out. It was great. I mean, it's like a big marketing machine,
Yeah, it looks
billboard.
cool. It looks really cool.
Big old blue truck floating around town.
We'll put a picture of it here when we edit this, so you guys can see the duck truck. But yeah, it's a cool looking.
It's
ride.
a beast.
It's
It
a
is.
cool looking ride.
That was probably one of the weirdest things to start up. The first week we're out, we run out of propane. Things you don't even think about. Water, having water in there for the sink, clean water, brown water.
Sure.
Propane.
A lot of propane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuel. It's just like those things you never think about. Then all of a sudden the fryer goes, the grill goes off. You're like, oh shit. Right in the middle of a busy day at a brewery. And
Guys,
yeah.
you run a quick trip for me?
This is new to us.
Yeah.
And then finding out where to fill up the propane.
Sure.
They're big 100-gallon tanks. That 50-gallon? I don't know.
They're big ones.
Tanks, yeah.
Yeah, the intangibles.
Yeah.
The things they
It's
don't.
not just turning on equipment and throwing food on it. There's a lot of stuff that goes into it. Generator, engine stuff.
Do you guys have a fryer and a flat top?
Yeah, fryer, 4 burners, flat top, grill.
Nice.
We don't use the grill. We're going to take that out and put another flat top in.
There you go.
But we need a lot of flat top space.
Yeah, especially going to do cheesesteaks.
Yeah. That's Thursdays on first, though.
Oh, that's right. I'm mixing them up. You guys are everywhere.
I know.
And then you're doing.
It's a sickness, really.
It is. That's awesome, though. I mean,
Keeps us busy.
it does. And you're doing cooking classes.
Yep, Sunday schools. Every 3rd Sunday of the month, we do a Sunday school.
So you did fish last time I saw. And
Yeah, last one was March was plant-based. April, we're doing the 4th one. This one, because of Easter, is knife skills.
Really?
Yeah. So we rent our knives from a company out of Chicago. They come every 2 weeks. It's the best deal.
What?
Yeah. They come every 2 weeks, bring sharp knives, box of sharp knives, take the knives back. And
No way.
Yeah.
That's a service?
Yeah. It's well worth it. $25.
That's it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Chef knife for everybody. A couple boning knives, a few paring knives.
That's
bread slicer.
Really?
Yeah.
What's the company? If you don't know, put you
I
on the
have
spot.
to look. Yeah.
We'll just-
I'll look it up.
Yeah,
I'll give it to you afterwards.
After I'll check it out.
Yeah, so they're gonna come. They're sending a bunch of knives, knife for everybody to use. We'll make, brunoise, juliennes, dice, make like soup and some salad stuff that everybody will be chopping, doing all the prep. These are the good ones. Like the oyster one's a great one because I don't have to do all the work. We just put oysters in front of them and teach them how to shuck and go around. Cocktail ones are always good ones, but
Yeah.
this will be fun because it'll be a lot of hands-on. And then we go into steaks on Father's Day in June. King of Meats.
King of Meats.
Yeah, so I think it'll cure pork belly and
Awesome.
I don't know, make a crown roast, pork or lamb crown roast, and probably get a big tomahawk steak. And
Where do you set it up in the main room?
yeah, so right on the kitchen counter is where like we kind of
Like the diner bar?
yeah. So
Okay.
I'll kind of stand back behind there. We put high tops and low tops, and
Cool.
people all just kind of gather around, and we usually mix up cocktails or wine with it. So we have either our bartenders or a wine rep here or beer.
It's like a social.
Yeah, it's fun. It's a lot of fun.
That sounds fun.
It's like you lead up to it. You're like, oh, here we go, and then you have a good time when you do it. So,
Yeah. I know. It's I got to do this again. I
Yeah.
do it, and then it's like, oh, I'm glad this is my job.
yeah. So we have, and we want to do things a little bit different, not just your straight like cooking demos. I think we have a brunch one coming up this year, so people don't know how to make hollandaise. We can show them how to make a hollandaise the right way and how easy it really is.
It really is.
We have fish cookery. That's always a popular one. Oysters.
People want to.
tiki one maybe.
People want to know. It's cool because they watch on the cooking shows, or they go out to these restaurants, and it's like, I could never do that. Well, yeah, you can.
Yeah.
You can do this. We do this.
Yeah.
This is how you do this.
Yeah.
If
If we can be cooks, anybody can be.
Amen, dude. My dad still gives me shit. He's like, I can't believe you are doing this, Matt, because you just had zero cooking skills growing up.
Right.
It was like as an adult, I could do a grilled chicken breast on the grill, put a baked potato in the microwave, and have some green beans or some corn, and that was fancy.
Yeah.
That was like if you came over and I was going to feed you, that's what I could do.
We always had buttered noodles. Always.
Love butter noodles. But my dad gets a kick out of it because he'll come visit me and we'll be hanging out, and I'll be just, prep machine in the basement at Stell's, and he's like, "What's this? What's that?" And I'm like, "We got a bisque here, we got a hollandaise here, we got a sauce here, we got our proteins dry." He's like, "Who are you?"
Right.
I was like, "But this is what I do now."
Yeah.
It's just like this is part of my life.
I was always front of the house. Grew up all, in the industry, but always front of the house. Busboy.
When did you
server. Start working? I was like 8 or 10 years old.
No shit.
Bussing tables.
Yeah. Is your
The
family?
little old ladies would leave a couple quarters on the table just for me.
Aw.
Which, yeah, right across from the arcade,
Oh hell yeah.
mall restaurant that my dad had. So I just always grew up in the industry. Yeah, floating around different restaurants, and went to college and just kind of screwed around and didn't really. Yeah,
Same.
I worked at Torrey Pines, lived in San Diego
Nice.
for a couple of years, and it's just like, yeah, school's just too far away, and there's way more other things to do. So when my brother graduated high school, he didn't really know what he wanted to do either, so we both went to culinary school.
Oh, you guys went together?
Yeah.
Where'd you go?
Portland, Oregon, Western Culinary.
Right on.
So that's kind of made the switch to the back of the house. And, school it's hard to sit there. I'm too anxious and have too much going,
Yeah.
too many things.
Yeah, and it's
Squirrel all over the place, So, but culinary school is great because it's hands-on. You're busy all the time. You're moving. So, it was a good entry into that side into the back house.
into the back of the house. I think what I've been trying to do at our restaurant is blur that line from the back of the house to the front of the house, because
Yeah.
people get jaded, or they start keeping score, or they start going, that's not my job, or they're like, I'm depending on you, don't screw me,
Right.
And it's like, dude, we're all here together.
Yeah.
It's the
And that's kind of what's cool about this place too. And that's, Jenny and I are like, we seem, it's hard. I'm not in the kitchen as much as I
Used to be.
have to. Yeah, it used to be.
Yeah.
So we're just busy with a lot of different things going on. And
Well, that's your guys' roles here.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I've had to let that
it's
go.
more like restaurateur instead of
Isn't that crazy?
chef or cook.
Yeah.
I hate being called chef.
I do too, man. I do too. And here's how I get around it. I call everybody else chef.
There you go.
I do. And I like to the dishwasher to the front of the house, I just say chef to everybody.
Chef's the worst job because you have all the responsibility and you don't do the cooking.
Right.
Much rather cook.
I used to say that too. I'm like, dude, if I could just show up here and work a station.
Yeah.
Oh,
Or
that'd
the
be-
dish pit. That's
be-
the best spot to be.
Yeah, I'll just come and wash dishes.
Yeah.
And you guys, just go do whatever. It'll be great.
Yeah.
Stop bitching.
He's not that lucky. I could work the dish pit. It's just like, it's something like it takes you back to first getting into the business, and that's what you did. And it's quiet. There's nobody coming at you.
Yeah.
This is surprising for me right now that we haven't had people in and out, but it's like one of those things when you get to work. I like to come early, have my own quiet time. Because once the people start coming in and all the chatter and talk and questions, and
Then it's on.
your days, you're done being productive.
Right. You're just dealing.
Yeah.
You're just dealing.
Yep.
Yeah, you got to have that that quiet
Yeah.
space, time, collect yourself, ready for dealing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually built an office for myself last year.
Did you?
That's the first thing I did when the pandemic hit. They had this old crawl space underneath the stairs, small. And it was just like the shit closet.
Yeah.
So I cleared it all out, painted it, put a floor in. The desk is like this big. It barely fits, but it fits.
It fits.
And that's what I do, man. I get there, just go over my day, sit in my office, have my coffee, go over what I got to get done, and just
Yeah.
collect myself,
Right.
and prepare.
I try to do that on Sundays, like Sunday afternoon after brunch or Monday morning. Get in here and I have a 3-ring binder with here's Bleu Duck stuff, event stuff, catering, truck, projects. and
Yep.
Just one thing after another. Try to go through each sheet to plan the week, and then
And then-
hopefully it falls into place.
And then here we go.
Yeah.
And then I ran out of propane.
Right. Yeah.
It's one of those things, man. And going back to what I was saying of dealing, of okay, what am I dealing with today, rather than what is it now?
Yeah.
But preparing and setting yourself up so you have an idea.
Right.
Okay, we have these 3 different streams of business going on in our business. I got to touch all 3 of them.
Yeah.
I got to be prepared. Out of all 3, something's going to happen.
Right.
I'm going to have to pivot and deal with. But yeah, it's just so that you have that right frame of mind to handle what's coming, right?
Yeah.
That's cool, dude.
Hey, if you freak out or get upset, what's that going to do
Right.
for it anyway?
Yeah.
Just deal with it, get through it.
It's going to make everybody else freak out.
Right.
That's the thing I tell my cooks. You don't freak out. If you see me freaking out, then you can start freaking out.
Right.
You just cook.
Right. And that's the same.
Yeah.
Our kitchen's super easy.
The setup.
The menu is very, it's easy to,
Apply your food and your techniques to your menu across when you're picking it up, doing the pickups.
Yeah. So the tough part gets is when we double our capacity with the patio. First summer it was fine because it was just outside dining.
Right.
Last summer it put a lot of pressure on the kitchen because that kitchen's built for 60 seats.
Yeah.
Not 120.
Yeah.
Plus an event back here of 50 people, and then you're just like,
It's too much.
it gets a little rough. But
Yeah. We had similar.
those guys bang through it. They love it. They had a great time last summer.
You know, you got a good crew when they'd rather be busy than slow.
Yeah.
You know, when they're like, "Come on, man, we want to see how much we can take on."
Yeah.
You know,
And they do. They crushed it.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
We ran into similar issues with we added a 90-seat patio last year, and it used to be just 30 seats out there, and plus our back room, we have one too that's a 30-seater, and that's about 50 seats in the front. So because of that, we literally had to change our style of service. We do fast casual now
Right.
because we couldn't keep up with the old style if it was just servers, as far as, you know how it goes. It's just waves.
Yeah.
They come in, everybody puts their order in, the orders come in, all the stuff comes in, it all goes out, and then you do it again.
Yeah.
This way, right when they're ordering, the fries go in the basket. The fries are in the fryer, the burgers are on the grill, the pasta's in the water.
Yeah.
So it's just always going. It was the only way, literally, that we could not have an hour and a half wait time.
Right.
You know,
Are you doing QR codes and stuff?
we
on
do
your tables?
QR for so they can check them out. Basically, and we have menus at the table as well, because it's a farm, it's a smaller farm community.
Right.
Like they still got to have something to hold on to, which is cool. But basically, when they come in, we just go, "Hey guys, welcome to Stell's. Have a seat wherever you want. There's menus at the table. Take a look. Whenever you're ready to order, come up to the counter. We'll get you taken care of."
Okay.
Then we give them a number. And they sit down and we run their drinks and food out to them. And
Nice.
so that was out of necessity,
Right.
just because, you know, part of it was the speed to get the food to them. The other was, you know, just that the kitchen could keep up,
Yeah.
you know.
So there's a lot of processes that go into food that, you know.
You don't think about,
No.
or people don't, you know, understand.
No. They
like, yeah.
they just want it to come out hot and pretty.
And perfect.
I thought at the beginning of the pandemic we were going to get a little more people understanding what it really took to be, you know, to run a restaurant
in this business.
Yeah.
And
It kind of fell away as.
dude, it was crazy. And this is, I think because people were forced to not go out, it was both, but some of them, when they did get to go out, the sense of entitlement
Yeah.
was amped, man. Like, hey, we're people too. Don't talk to us like that.
I don't know if people are. There's still so much stuff that's wrong. I mean, supplies and
Yeah.
there's not a whole ton of understanding besides us being in it and
Sure.
dealing with it.
Yes. On that flip side though, people did.
They're very supportive.
They're very supportive.
Yes.
The ones that are in there with you are like, they're here every week. They come.
Oh, yeah.
They're online with us. They're part of our journey.
Yeah.
As you know, to be whatever how to say that, but
Story. They're part of the story behind your whole
Right.
place. It's awesome.
they're invested.
Yeah.
You know, that's our spot.
Yep.
That's our chef. This is what we get when we go there. We bring our friends here when they come to visit.
Yep.
You know, birthday party. This is where we're going. Got an AMI report card. Going to the Bleu Duck. Going to his, you know, it's like
Yeah.
the ones that are in there with you through when the
Like,
pandemic
yeah.
hit. We're like, hey,
Yeah.
it got even tighter, right?
Yeah.
And then
and they're just community support was huge, and I think it still is. Even now, we've on the other side of it, if you want to call it that yet. That
the new normal.
Yeah.
Or the. I was saying this to my brother, or to I don't know, one of the other podcasts, and it was probably 2 Fridays ago, and I was looking around the restaurant, and I was like, "Holy shit! Not a mask in sight. Everybody's drinking. Everybody's walking around, hugging, talking to each other. I feel like it's 2 years ago.
right.
It feels like it's back.
Yeah.
You know, it's not weird anymore.
No.
We can move forward.
I think so.
I think so too. God, I hope so. But anyway, I was looking around and like, holy shit, I've been waiting a long time for this.
Yeah.
This feeling of, because it's uncertainty. There's a lot of uncertainty in this industry anyway.
Right.
It's every week when you order food, it's like, I think we're going to be this busy.
Right.
It's always a roll of the dice. And then you do that with your monthly, and then you do that with your quarterly, and then you do that with your year. It's like, holy shit, I think we're going to be okay.
You plan for so many things in this business, and that pops up, and you're like, well, we had no plan for this.
There was no contingency backup.
No.
Plan B.
None.
There was nothing.
No.
Yeah, I literally, when Governor Walz came on the TV and shut everything down, like Heidi and I were holding each other's hands and crying because it was like devastation.
That was it? Thursday night was the last night we were open. Was it a Friday that it started? St. Patrick's Day.
Yep.
We had a lot of regulars, a lot of employees, just sitting here playing REM's "End of the World" as we know it.
The end of the world as we know
over and over and over again, just having a little party. And then the next
Titanic sinking and the band's playing.
I mean, if you knew what it was then, the way they made it sound back then, it was
it.
Yeah.
It was doom and gloom.
Right.
I mean, that's what they sold us.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, now we got to. What? You're right. There was no contingency.
No.
There was no plan. It was like, was get creative or die.
Yeah. We came in, and employees came in. We tore out the whole kitchen, took everything out of it, cleaned it. We figured we had to sanitize every little inch of this building at that point.
Right.
Cleaned everything.
Just turned into a bunch of speed freak addicts.
Yeah. and then we went to takeout. But
yeah, it was, dude.
It's just weird. It was so weird.
It was so weird, and it's like, for what we know now, to what we went through. Like and again, the stuff, like, I don't get upset about those things because we're better for it because we're here.
So. Yeah.
You agree with that?
I do.
And that's but it is like, holy shit.
Yeah.
It was like a Twilight Zone episode.
It was really
surreal.
Weird. Yeah. Just 2 weeks was all it was going to be, remember?
And we can talk about it, and we're here and we're laughing about it, thank God. And we both have our restaurant still. We
wouldn't have all the things that we have right now if we didn't have this pandemic.
Exactly.
And that's kind of the way Jenny and I talk about it quite a bit. It's like, we'd still be doing the same exact thing we were doing before, just getting through day to day. And now we know what we can do, and
it's a blessing.
Yeah, it really was.
It really was
the truck, the TV dinners, the community support.
Yeah.
It's all a lot that came out of that, which is really good for us.
Same here. It's both sides of it.
Yeah,
it really is, because it's like, oh my God, you can't be serious. But hey, we can actually talk about it and laugh about it and be thankful that we're here.
Right.
And we have these new things to help us move forward.
Right.
Very cool. Very cool. It's you like to hear those success stories because it gives you, not only the people that are listening to this right now or that come in and eat here that are part of our journeys, but us.
Yeah.
The affirmation.
It opened our eyes to what we could do. I mean, it's pretty cool.
Absolutely.
Makes you feel pretty good about it.
You feel like you're in the right
proud,
spot.
Yeah.
You feel like you're in the right spot doing your thing where you're supposed to be doing it.
But I'm proud of the whole industry and the way that it made it through there too. There's a ton of creative people out there that did a whole bunch of stuff. I don't, not off the top of my head, but everybody did some cool shit.
Everybody did, and it was, again, out of necessity.
Yeah.
But all these new procedures and new systems and everything set up because of that are better than the outdated ones that were going to die anyway, just expedited.
Right.
They're gonna die in 2 years. Now they just died.
Yeah. Which was good a lot of those things are good. Get rid of some of that.
Kind of burn off the deadwood.
Right. Yeah.
That's okay. That's okay. It sucks at the time, but after, like I said, after some time goes by, now,
looking back on it, it was all right.
There's silver linings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yep. Right on, man. What else should we talk about, Eric?
I don't know.
What else you got going on over here?
We're just gearing up for summer.
Are you ready?
No.
No.
No, we're really good at
Procrastinating.
yeah,
And-
when it needs to get done. Best under pressure, we kind of call that.
Isn't it one of those
Yeah.
things that you kind of
We prepare for it.
You develop
and
that skill, so it's like, yeah.
We prepare, like, we're ready. We were on the city right away. We weren't sure if we were going to get the patio, the alley again. It's city property.
Okay.
So, Jenny's really good at getting to people, and so we're like December, let's start talking to the city about the alley and see where we can go. So
You got that approved?
we did, yeah.
Excellent.
There was no real hiccups in it, really. So it'll be fun to have that again. It's a cool little patio.
It is. I saw it last time we came out. I think this is this season will be a really great
I think it's gonna be crazy.
I think it's going to be nuts, right?
I mean, even 50 degrees the other day, people are calling asking if our patio's open. So
Yeah.
we get called. We don't open it until June 1st. It's too hard to staff. It's too hard to,
Facilitate.
right, until you're ready for it. We can't go every other day through April and May if it rains.
Right, for staffing.
So, yeah. So we'd go June 1st till October 1st, and that's just what we do.
It's going to be wild.
I know.
It's going to be wild. That's what they want, though. That's what we
They
built.
do.
We built that
Yeah.
patio. Like, we want to be outside with cocktails
Yep.
and some nice nosh to eat
Yeah.
and some music. And that's it.
Definitely a Minnesota thing.
It really is. We really jump in head first. I think part of it too was like when we built the patio, out of how scared everybody was like, well, we're gonna do this because they can't shut us down.
Yeah.
If we got our patio, it was like our COVID dream, like come true.
You made a big one too, right?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
It's big. We basically turned the restaurant into a food truck. We put a window in and everything.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So just like you go out and you get it, put the food and the drinks out the window, and boom, there you go. You can hang out as long as you want.
No engine problems though.
What's that?
No engine problems.
No engine problems. Yeah. No engine problems. No no propane.
Right.
Issues.
Yeah.
I know, right? But yeah, I really think it's going to be a crazy year for business.
feels like it.
I think people are. Last year was like the start of it. Oh, we can come back out now. We can. We're making up for lost time.
Right.
Right? It kind of feels like that. Like, hey, we got money to spend, baby.
Yeah.
And we need a spot to go. Let's get out there.
We open at 4.
Anything else in the future, like plans coming up?
We have a couple projects that we're working on. Nothing like set in stone yet. They're just like in the beginning, like drawing up a couple ideas, and then kind of going to work on some leases and stuff. But we don't
Right
have
on.
any of that stuff yet.
Yeah.
We're kind of built to grow right now. We've got staff and good people in place, and so
You got a good foundation.
yeah.
Yeah. That was something that we came into this year finally, where it's like, hey,
Yeah.
we got a starting lineup.
Right.
We got prep cooks, we got opening cooks, we got night cooks, we got front of the house.
Our labor's a little high, but that's all right. We got it.
Yeah.
Got the bench.
We got the bench.
Yeah.
We call in the B squad if you
Yep.
need them.
Yep.
They can play too.
Right.
That was new coming into this year, having that feeling of, wow, we're not really scrambling
Right.
to fill the roster.
Well, it helps to work on other stuff. That,
Sure.
Like for me and Jenny, we can like focus on other things because we're super solid here. We always talk about, we don't want to do another Bleu Duck. This restaurant is kind of its own little animal, and it's because of the personalities. And I think that with Jenny and I here so often and always have our face on it, we don't want to lose. We don't want to do another thing and lose that here.
Right.
And you can't replicate it anywhere else unless you're doing it.
Unless you're there.
Yeah, this is kind of its own little.
Do people come in and eat here and say, "Hey, you should open this up here, or you should open one up here"?
All the time.
All the time, right? Yeah.
And that's a cool compliment that we get all the time too. Is like, oh, we're from Chicago. You this place would kill it in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like we're in a big city here.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like Rochester. It's a huge compliment. And they're like, yeah, you could do this. And
Anyone.
yeah.
That's high praise. That's high praise.
It's really cool.
But it's not feasible. Like it's like, I shouldn't say feasible, but you're right. You can't be in both places.
It won't
be the same. This would lose its luster.
Right.
It wouldn't have that same energy.
Right.
You spread it out too thin.
Yeah.
But
and then it go more corporate. You probably have to go more corporate with it. And,
Have you thought
we
about
don't have anything written down.
Have you thought about that?
No.
No. I don't. I'm not into that either, man. Because I've had some opportunities or some discussions about it, and doing a chain or doing. I'm just like,
Yeah, I'm not interested.
I wouldn't be into it.
No.
That's the thing. I like this. This works because I'm here. Because I really like this.
Yeah, and it ruins that independent restaurant. There's not a lot of us around anymore that go up against these big guys. And
Yeah.
I was just listening to an audiobook that I'm listening to, and I'll have to give it to you, but it's about the guy wrote it right at the beginning of the pandemic and how restaurants are changing. And he's like, you have big corporate restaurants like McDonald's, and they're looking for sales growth through sales by adding. And then you have independents like an In-N-Out, privately owned, and they work on customer service for sales. So you take that corporate, and it takes everything away from what you have in here. You have to have procedures and policies and.
Yeah, and it's not about the individual anymore.
No.
It's not about the experience, the dining experience for the person anymore. It's
all
about
the employees are just employees.
You're just numbers. It dilutes everything to numbers.
Right.
And then it loses its luster, its magic. It's not special anymore. People don't feel like, I always say this, I want people to come to my restaurant and feel better leaving than when they got there.
Right.
Like that's the overall experience of like, man, that's why I go out.
Right.
When I go to a spot, it's like, dude, you want to go out to eat tonight? Yeah, let's go. Let's go have some food and some drinks and just like that's the vibe.
Yeah.
And you're right. It's when it's all about money and numbers, that gets lost.
It does.
It gets lost in the bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we go out with our employees all the time. We hang out away from work and
build those relationships.
Yeah.
It's your work family.
It is.
Yeah, dude.
I spend more time with these guys than anybody, really.
Yeah. Me too.
Jenny.
Yeah. It's your work wife.
Yeah.
Yep. I got one of those. Hi, Sarah. You're there.
Hi, Jenny.
Yeah. Love you guys. Right on, man. Well, hey, I just wanted to say thanks again for letting us use your room and be on the podcast.
Yeah.
It's a great talk. I love what you're doing here, and when you guys opened up, it was like I was so excited, and because it's the same vein, right?
Yeah.
Like you said, like going in and on your own and building this thing and making it happen, of actually owning your space and building it out and being the chef and having your team and your squad. Like I'm trying to do the same thing where I'm at, and it's just a mutual respect across the board because
it's bumpy. There's lots of bumps, and it's cool where we're at now. You know that
we can hang out and talk about it,
and it just kind of everything kind of runs well.
Yeah, and the systems are in place.
Yeah, it's just kind of like making sure. So it's cool because I don't spend a lot of time in the kitchen, but I can spend time at the bar talking to people or on the floor. And Jenny's great at running around all over the place, and
she'll be on next time with us.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah,
she'll have some stories.
She's down on the beach, so
is she?
Yeah,
in Florida.
Yeah.
All right.
She had a rough time. It's raining down there. I feel bad for her, but hey, it's she's away from here, which she needed.
Yeah,
so
take a break.
Good. Yeah,
got to do that, man.
Yeah, you really do.
You have to.
Yeah.
You got to reset it, and you get better ideas, more ideas, and how to move forward when you can turn it off, and then when you come back, it's like fresh perspective.
Yeah,
I like that.
I when I go places, I'm still constantly working. It's like,
yeah, you can't turn it off.
No, but it does help you get creative and refreshed and just going eating at different places in different towns. And
I love it, man.
Yeah.
It's Heidi, and that's what we do.
That's what I do when I go on vacation. I'll go have 3 brunches and
You're literally
all
doing
day long.
recon,
Yeah.
research and development.
Yeah.
Like that's what we went and had brunch in Vegas at Bouchon, and just the way they did their bread service, I was like, this is so cool.
Yeah.
Like they did it right on the table.
You take little bits and pieces. It doesn't take much.
It doesn't take much.
And you just implement it into your place. And but all those little bits and pieces together are
Makes it special.
Yeah.
Makes it original. Not yours.
I saw those blue books, the little notebooks that we use for our cash.
Yeah.
Or checks.
Right. Your checkbook.
At a place. And I'm like, that's super cool because then people write so much stuff in them.
Yeah.
It's great.
That is a good idea.
Yeah.
I love it when they write notes on their receipts.
Yeah.
I'll hang those up.
So it's cool to like read through those books every once in a while. You have to tear out all the dick pics, but it's terrible. It's amazing how many are in there. Absolutely.
You weird sons of bitches.
I know. They're out there.
They can't help themselves.
No.
That's awesome, man. Well, on that, we'll end the podcast. Right. Thanks again for being on, man. We'll have you on again for sure. Thanks for letting us use the space. And
anytime.
All right. Take care, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Thanks. It's so true, though.
Restaurant life. So much more to this restaurant life. So much more to this restaurant life. Let's go!